Maybe the damage we inflict will make it fair. The seams we watch unraveling, we both pretend not to see.
You ready for this? Okay. Hey, I'm Christian Lee, and this is my podcast, Undiscovered First, and I'm here with Elise Trouw. And so, for the people who don't know you, just let them know.
So my name's Elise. I'm an artist from here in San Diego. I've lived here my whole life. I play drums, I sing, I write music, and yeah, I just released my first album this year.
Yeah.
In March. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was Unraveling, right?
Unraveling.
Yeah. Great album, by the way.
Thank you.
And so my first question for you is, and so I know you play a bunch of instruments. And, you started playing the piano, then you worked your way from drums, guitar, all that. And so my question is, did you play all the instruments on the songs for your debut album?
Yeah. So everything you hear on Unraveling is it's me playing it or me programming it for the more electronic stuff. But yeah, so that was one of my main goals with the album, is for me to really get the full experience of recording and record the drum parts, record the singing, the bass, guitar, piano. Yeah, it was a fun experience.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know too many people that, play all the instruments for their album.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, but it's fun, yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And relating to this question, it's, how was the transition from just being a musician to singer-songwriter?
I guess, yeah, when I was about 3 years ago, I kind of just thought of myself as mainly a drummer who, I would write songs, I would sing on the side, and then making that transition, I think the biggest difference for me was performing, because I would perform a lot as a drummer, out and about with bands, with different groups, and that was always very comfortable for me. Not in the beginning, but I got, very comfortable on stage being a drummer, and then once it was okay, now sing your own music, I was like, ooh, that's a little scary. And I think that was one of the biggest transitions, and now I've gotten over that. But I think, yeah, the transition from musician to singer-songwriter, the live aspect was really where it was mostly a difference.
That's cool. Okay, and my next question is, thank you, Evanescent, for getting you learn how to play music.
Oh, Evanescent?
Yeah, Evanescent.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So that, she kind of inspired me with the song My Immortal to, start playing piano, because I heard that piano intro, and I would sing that song all the time in the car, and I was horrible. My, parents were like, you're tone deaf, Elise, don't sing. Or my sister would say that. My parents would be like, no, you sound great, honey. But I heard that piano part, I'm like, okay, I want to play that piano part, and so I started taking piano lessons, and I learned classical songs and stuff, and then once I was at the level to be able to play that song, I was not into it anymore. So I actually still to this day have not learned how to play that song, My Immortal by Evanescent, but I will at some point.
Maybe that'll be one of the next covers you do?
Yeah, I'll have another Evanescence phase at some point, and I'll get into it.
Who doesn't, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, and so going back to what you said, it's you went on road trips a lot as a kid, or do you travel a lot?
Yeah, my family has traveled a bit. We went on one road trip when I was a bit younger. I guess that was actually right around the time I started playing drums. So before the road trip was when I got the game Rock Band, and I was playing the fake drums in there. I'm like, oh man, this is great. I have to play the real drums.
Everyone knows the story, yeah.
Yeah, and then on the road trip was when I was bothering my mom the whole time. I'm like, okay, so when we get back, I can get drum lessons, right? And she's like, yeah, sure, honey. I'm like, okay, and when I get drum lessons, can I get a pink kit? And I just kept bothering her with a ton of questions about drumming, and so I think that road trip was a good experience, but maybe a little bit. I was probably really annoying, but I was 11. But
well, I'm pretty sure you've grown out of it now, so.
No, yeah.
But the reason why I asked that is because you travel. Seems like you travel a lot, and I know you filmed the music video for Unraveling in South Africa. So
right.
How did that happen?
So my dad is originally from South Africa, and so I first visited South Africa in 2012, and since then I visited 2 more times. I I guess we filmed the first video last summer. That was for Burn. And we were visiting family. It was just like a family vacation to South Africa. And so, like, my cousin was working at a video production company. She's like, oh, hey, you should come record a video. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I ended up doing that. And then this past trip, my cousin was getting married. And so I'm like, oh, I should make another music video. And so, yeah, we filmed Unraveling this past time. And there'll be a second one actually coming out soon.
Oh, cool. Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited too. It'll be cool, yeah.
And I know you're still, like, promoting your debut album, but are you working on, like, a new EP or, like, any other songs on the way?
Yeah, I've been writing a bunch. I don't have any, like, concrete plans for an EP or an album right now, but definitely a lot of new material has been brewing.
Cool. Ooh. Can't wait for that. And I know you're sponsored by some, like, drum stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm a Pearl, Peisty, and Regal Tip artist. Yeah, those are like my favorite brands. So
cool. It's cool that you got sponsored by them
I'm super
too,
excited. I just recently signed the Peisty endorsement, and I'm really lucky. Yeah.
And so the reason why I asked is because I noticed on your YouTube channel, you did a review for one of them, and I'm wondering, are you gonna review anything else in the future, or?
That one
doesn't
review,
have to be just like the symbol related,
Right. So the review that I did was like for this kind of contraption called the Simsys, where you'd like put it on your cymbal and you could raise and lower it, and it would kind of create that sizzling effect that a lot of like jazz players use. And I just really liked that. It was a kind of an unknown brand, an unknown product, and I really liked it, and I found it at NAMM. So I'm like, I'm going to review this so that people can hear about it. But I haven't really delved into the review world on YouTube other than that.
Do you think you planning on doing any more, or no?
As of now, no. Just because I think like being endorsed by companies, I am like kind of doing that in itself, and it's not really like a new product or anything. So I think like by using the products, I am kind of reviewing them in a sense, or endorsing them.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you can always review other stuff too, like food or something.
True. I haven't been like any requests. Yeah, that's a good idea though. I've been thinking about making like an Instagram account dedicated to like reviewing burgers. It made me think of it. You said food, but other than that, not much. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's a funny story because like on the way here, we were listening to your album, and there's like some songs we thought you sounded a little bit like Lorde. And, and yeah, she had like a Instagram for like onion rings.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day because we're thinking about planning a burger tour. So each venue is like has to be close to like the best burger joint, and then I'll find like the best one in the country. Ooh. That's the goal. But
let me know when it happens. I'm following that right away.
Yeah, Lord,
I need to know. Yeah. And so it seems like you have a lot of jazz influence in your music.
When I started playing drums, I was definitely more into like rock, like Led Zeppelin, and I think that was a lot of. I went to the School of Rock in Vista, so that was a lot of the influence there. And then when I went into high school, I was in the jazz band, and that introduced me to a lot of more like standards and funky, fusion-y kind of stuff. And so that kind of bled into my songwriting also with the use of like jazz chords, major sevenths all over the place. But so that's kind of like where that all stemmed from.
That's
high
cool.
school, yeah.
And your high school, you went to Bishop's?
Bishop's, yeah.
And weren't you part of like a quartet too?
Yeah, I had a quartet. It was called Take 4.
Nice, yeah.
Play on Take 5, but that was just kind of our little super group from the jazz band. And
super group?
Yeah, our little super group.
Yeah, so like, do you listen to jazz now still, or like you just like know some of the theory behind it and it kind of sneaks its way in?
I listen to like a good amount of jazz. I kind of like to listen to a whole bunch of genres, so yeah, it's definitely still part of my listening catalog.
Yeah.
But
are there any that like surprise like listeners, like things that they wouldn't like peg you to listen for, or like any like guilty pleasures or anything like out there?
I love like 2008 like top 40s. I don't know.
Is that like the best year? Like
I don't know. I think it's because like I was in 5th grade. It's like the highlight. It's like the peak of my elementary schooling.
Yeah.
And there were just like a lot of good hits that year, you know.
A lot of nostalgia. I love nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah, like Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Like,
Is
I
that
Kissed a
California
Girl.
Girls? Is that the year? Oh, I Kissed a
I
Girl.
think that's the year. It's like around that time, like.
It's a good year for pop
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
It was. But anyways, moving on. So yeah, you were in your high school jazz band and everything. And have you ever seen the movie Whiplash?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Mhm.
I actually went to see the movie with one of my friends from jazz band. And when I got out, I'm like, oh my god, I need to practice more. Like, that's insane.
But my question related to the movie though is like, what happened to your Caravan cover? I thought you were supposed to do one.
I was gonna do one. There is a video of me on Instagram, like kind of doing the intro part, and so there were a lot of requests for the full version.
I'm waiting on a full one.
You're
Come
waiting?
on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get on that when I get home.
Sounds good. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be now, but it'd be cool to have it.
First
And-
on my list is the Evanescent song.
Oh,
And then
dang.
that's next, yeah.
All right. Hopefully that just stops at that too. Maybe not anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot for you already.
No, it's all good.
Here, let's go to like a little lighthearted question. So I heard you play Civilization 5.
Yes.
Do you play any other computer games or just that?
Civ 6.
Okay.
Yeah, but I played World of Warcraft
Oh,
when I was
really?
younger for a very long time because my dad and sister were into it, and we would do like raids and everything. And one
Yeah.
day I literally stayed up for like 3 days straight. I probably slept like 5 hours in between, but it's like wake
Oh my
up, go to
gosh.
the computer, and we were like living. My mom makes these really good apple bars, which
Uh-huh.
is like kind of like an apple pastry.
Okay.
And that's all we
he
ate.
knows, he knows.
He had some, yeah, and they are amazing. And those like, I lived off those for 3 days playing World of Warcraft, and it was so bad. I got like a really bad migraine from like all the sugar and lack of sleep and like looking at the screen, and so that told me to not do it ever again. But yeah, I guess like World of Warcraft, Skyrim was a big one,
Oh, wow.
and Oblivion. Oblivion was like staple of the
Oh,
childhood.
yeah.
And then stuff like Animal Crossing,
Of course.
Harvest
Classic.
Moon, Super Monkey Ball, like GameCube stuff, Sims. That's always a fun one.
Nonsense.
It just like when I get really into a video game, it becomes like unhealthy. So I was like on a plane ride to South Africa this past about 2 months ago, and like we were gonna spend the day in Paris, and so everyone's like asleep, like getting ready for the day.
Yeah.
And I'm like up the entire plane ride playing Civ 6 because it was my first time playing Civ 6. And so then I wake up, I'm like, okay, it's morning in Paris, let's go. And I was like, wow. It was really bad, but it was good. I won, so
Hey, that's great to hear.
yeah. That's all that matters.
And so, you know, we talked about how you became like a musician and like singer-songwriter and everything. And, you know, your album, and then you did, let me see, wait. Give me 1 second. You did a cover too, you know, like a classic jazz favorite, you know, the girl from
Ipanema.
Ipanema. I didn't want to embarrass myself and say that. But yeah, and so, you know, you have like a lot of great stuff online. But, you know, everyone, like, even the best artists in their discography, you know, they always have some songs are not up to par, or, you know, what some say would corny. Have you ever like written like a corny song before and you're just like, I can't release this? Like,
Yeah.
it's just too much.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess once I know it's corny, like bad corny, so there's good corny.
Yeah.
And like you don't release those, but you keep them alive. And then like the bad corny ones, I'm like, you know, this isn't working. I just go and like write something else. But there's like one of the first songs I wrote was a song called Skyrim, I Hate You, because it was before, like, not to go back to the video game thing, but like it was before I started playing Skyrim, and only like my sister was playing it, and she would play it, and I'd be like, hey, you want to go like shopping or whatever? And she's like, no, I have to like go do this in Skyrim. And so like I hated the game and then I started playing it, and then we would like take turns and we like bonded over it. Yeah, I guess corny music. I
mean,
just
Skyrim,
try
I
to
Hate You,
avoid.
that's a pretty out there song.
Yeah, but it was like the I'll play it for you sometime.
Really?
I'll send you like a recording of it.
You actually have a recording of it? Wow.
No, I'll make one. I'll make a voice memo and I'll
You
send
still
it
have
to
like
you.
the lyrics written down and everything?
No, I just remember it.
Wow. And
Where's
so
the guitar? Give her a guitar.
Yeah, I was gonna bring one, but I don't have my acoustic at the studio.
that's not good.
So you're only 18, right? You just turned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when did you decide that like you were gonna do music? Because I know that's like a pretty big decision, right? To like go like full commitment and like depending on like parents or like people around, like everyone's telling you no, that you can't do
Yeah.
it. So like when did you know, or like are you still like trying to reassure yourself and stuff? I mean, you like could say you made it, or like are making it. So what was that process like?
I guess like my parents have always been super supportive, which I think is really like aside from because like they could be not supportive and I could still go after it, but just like the emotional support is like the biggest part of it. Like feeling assured in what you're doing, and I guess when I was 12, I was like mostly just drumming at that time, but I knew like playing with other musicians and just music in general was what I wanted to do. And I didn't really have a clear idea, so I was still in high school. I was just like doing is like a hobby, but I wasn't. I like knew in the future that's what I wanted to do. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll probably like go to college for music or whatever. But then when I got contacted by the record label, which I'm no longer with, but that kind of like sparked me to create the album and play all the parts and start singing and performing my music live. And so that's kind of what changed everything. Because before that, I was just thinking like, oh, I'll probably go to like college for drumming and figure it out from there. And like when that happened, that turned into me making my album, and then I made my Instagram to promote myself as an artist. And I graduated high school a year early, and so that's kind of how it all happened. And it just kind of like I don't know.
So you like always like had like the passion for music. It just kind of like turned into like this, just kind of like by chance a little bit. Yeah,
I've always had the passion for music, and being like a singer-songwriter was never really the main goal, but now like it is. Like I've that kind of just happened. It's kind of strange. I know like when I tell people that, they're like, no, you like obviously chose this. You're like doing it. I'm like, well, yeah, but it also like happened to me, and so like it was something that kind of sparked me to follow that. Just kind of a weird way of putting it, but I like forgot what the question is now. Did I answer it?
No, you answered it well, yeah. And so you being born and raised in San Diego, and you've played in a bunch of different venues in San Diego, like the other week you were at Be Well Fest, you're at the Pro Surf Girl touring, and you've played a lot of open mic nights at Lestat too. And so my question is, what's your favorite venue to play at in San Diego?
I got the opportunity to play at the Belly Up recently for the Bro-Am after party. Beach, so that venue is amazing. The sound was great, and the audience was super cool, and so it was like an acoustic set, so it wasn't like I wasn't doing my main act there, but that venue itself I really like, and I like Lestats a lot too. I think that's a good like a good place for any artist who like wants to start getting out there, and if you want to like test out, here's like a new song that I'm doing, like it's a good like
it's a good testing ground.
And like everyone there is very attentive, and it's a very like friendly environment, as opposed to like a loud bar where you think no one's listening. There's very different, and it's kind of funny because like you can feel intimidated by both audiences, like the loud drunk people and the very quiet attentive ones, because they're listening, and sometimes the drunk people seem like they care less, so like if you mess up they might not care, but then if you do something great they might not notice, so it's kind of a
double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly. So I like both kind of settings, but I guess that's what I like about the Belly Up, is it kind of has that attentive vibe of a coffee shop, but also the fun, energetic side of a bar.
I'm going to a show up there, like on the 8th. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool. I've never been there for a show because it's like always 21 plus, but.
Oh right.
You have to tell me how it is.
Oh. But you performed there, right?
Yeah, they just made me like stay for all the other acts. I like watched from the stairs on the side, like with the security guard right there.
Well, actually, this is a good question. It's like have you performed like at bars and other places before too? And so I know, what's it like being like 18, performing at a bar? Do they just like kick you out right away, or what is it?
It kind of depends. Like I haven't done that much, but
because you being under 21 seems like they would only make you just perform there. And do they just like kick you out right away?
Right. Like at the Belly Up, it was kind of more of an event, so they like trusted me, and it was all good. As long as you're like responsible, like and if you know the people, like they won't kick you out, I think. I haven't played that many like 21 plus shows, to be honest. I played like some 18 plus shows, but those are less strict because there's like no alcohol, but
and so you've performed like numerous times, and so what would you say is like your most memorable performance to you?
Most memorable performance, I think actually the most memorable performance was earlier on. I played a show, and it was the first time I think I performed alone without any accompaniment. So it was just me on piano at Java Joe's, that coffee shop, and they're
legendary place.
Yeah, I just played like 4 songs and with like a lineup of like 5 or 6 different musicians, and the audience was probably like 5 people. But it was the first time that I really felt comfortable like interacting with the audience and talking to them, and it kind of because before that it had all been bar shows, not bars, but like louder, less attentive audiences, you know. And so I was always unsure like how to interact with the audience, and that Java Joe's show kind of gave me that like confidence, like, oh, they are listening, like I can say things about my songs, and like that's when I started feeling actually very comfortable on stage performing my music. So
awesome, good for you and Java Joe. Okay. All right, and the last question is, it's an essential question for San Diego. Where do you think is the best place to get Mexican food?
Yeah, I'm not like, I have to like, I know this is very not San Diego, but I'm not like really a Mexican food person.
What about the best burger? Because you do have
Best
that Instagram
burger.
coming, so like,
Right. Burgers, I mean, In-N-Out is like a reliable.
Yeah.
I also
So-
love McDonald's.
Oh really? What's
yeah.
burger? They have a lot of different burgers there.
Big Macs,
Big Mac.
all the way. And like there's the 3 sizes of Big
Classic.
Macs, so definitely like the biggest
They still
Big
have
Mac.
that?
Yeah, they have the
Yeah.
Grand Mac and the.
So you eat the Grand Mac every time?
Not every time. It depends. Like if it's a snack, it'll be the Little Mac. If it's like I'm kind of hungry, it'll be the Medium Mac. And if it's like I haven't eaten for a while, it's the Big Mac. You know. And they all with like the ratio.
That's why they have 3 sizes. Perfect.
Yeah, but the little one I wouldn't recommend because it's a little like drier. Like the ratio is off in the little one. You know, it's kind of like the Reese's peanut butter cups that are small. Like they don't have the right peanut butter to chocolate ratio. So, but you know.
I've never heard anyone get like this in depth with the Big Mac.
I
That's
think
crazy.
about this.
That's cool.
You
That's
know,
interesting.
well, because
Yeah.
you have to like, it's like scaling a burger. You have to like get the ratio right for it to be the same burger,
That's
just
true.
smaller.
That's true.
But yeah.
What?
But Mexican food, I mean, I'd always go to like Riga Berto's in La Jolla. That's
a
always
solid,
good. Yeah. Taco stand is like the line is always just too long, but it's like good.
That pizza place next to it though, pretty good.
I love Pizza on Pearl. Yeah. That was my go-to for a while, and you know, Taco Bell, Nacho Bell Grandes. Like nothing else from there, just the Nacho Bell Grandes. If you're really craving Mexican food and like just gotta like lower the bar, you go to Taco Bell.
Wow.
And it works, you know, it's pretty good.
I didn't know you're such a connoisseur of like fast food.
I love fast food. No, it's great. Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Well, I think that was a great question to end it on. We definitely learned a lot about you throughout this whole interview. Thanks again for coming on.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me. Yeah.
And so before, you know, we sign off and everything, you know, plugs, like where can we find you on social media?
Well, my first name is Elise. My last name's Trouw. All my social medias are that. So like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter,
Yeah.
email,
Email.
all sorts of things. You can find all that on, like, if you just look at my name on my website or whatever. I have a show coming up on August 19th
19th. Oh.
at the Terragram Ballroom. And yes, one also this week in 2 days.
Yeah.
Thursday, August 3rd at the Soda Bar. And so yeah, that's San Diego. The other one's in LA next month. Or is it
Couple weeks.
August?
Yeah.
It's August 1st. It's this month now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow.
So in a couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
And where can we find your music too?
iTunes, Spotify, YouTube,
SoundCloud,
Apple Music,
Apple
like
Music.
wherever you, yeah,
Tidal?
SoundCloud. I'm not sure if the whole album's on there.
Well, this is the podcast Undiscovered First, and we are here with.
Elise Trouw.
All right, and that's it.
Cool.
Like, sometimes I forget. Like, wait, this isn't live. Cool.
It's not fucking live! Oh shit, I said fuck!